Welcome to Salt Lake City, Utah, Blade Show West 2023. Let's go down, take a look at who's here and see who we can find. I'm with Frank and Aaron. They're from the Bronx up in New York. These are some nice folks and they make an incredible knife.
I've been making knives about 8 years now. Self-taught maker. I make a lot of wild knives. I like to make kukris is mostly what I'm known for. I also make a lot of nice bowies, choppers, hunters, chef knives. Pretty much I try to do it all. I sell mostly direct to customers off my Instagram, off my website, a lot of customer orders.
How long does it take you to turn around a knife? Say I were to call you and say, hey, I want a knife. I want it to be like this, and I want it to have this kind of handle, and you kind of work something out with them.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to turn that around, and do you do that?
Yes, I do that. Usually it's depending on the work I have going on, but usually around 2 weeks it takes for me to totally finish a blade and to ship it out. You can go to my website,
fsblades.com.
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 Yeah. Or my Instagram or my email, fsblades@gmail.com.
Guys, thank you very much. I hope you have a great day here at the Blade Show. Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Appreciate it. So now we're here with Jim Poling with Iron Traditions. Jim, thank you very much for having us today.
Thank you. Well, I just retired from, I was an electronics technician with a company. Decided it was time to go out and make knives for a living.
Jim, you've got some beautiful knives. You make them out of a couple of different steels. Tell us about the steels that you use.
Well, I use most of the 10 series steels, 1095, 1075, 1084, 5160 also. I work with a number of different steels depending on what I want to do.
Now you make both Damascus and non-Damascus blades, but you forge all your own blades, don't you?
I do, yes sir.
All right.
Most everything comes through the fire.
Yeah.
And hand hammered, and I use press and power hammer as well. But yep, everything's made in my shop.
Now we're going to go see who else we can find here at the Blade Show. Those are two good-looking men right there, you know.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Now I've got Ryan Searles.
I'm out of Thornton, Colorado, working out of my parents' garage.
Yeah.
So it's been fun, but I would like to move out into another buddy's shop and build up something and really continue a path down the line of career-wise in knife making and artistry and stuff like that. I really enjoy it, and I feel like this is a passion and this is my calling. And I want to pursue it the best I can. I'm 22 years old, and I think I have, I can take a risk and try to play with it and try to go crazy with it and see what can happen. So
there's a lot of history tied up in this room right here.
There is.
And we interview a lot of folks that have been doing this for a long time. But we love to see younger folks get involved in knife making and who are doing it right and coming up. And you're doing it all right. Now I'm looking at your knives, I'm seeing the creativity in what you do and how you're doing it. And I love to see that. Now I've been doing this for 25 years, and what you're doing is pretty unique. So I guarantee you there's a bunch of knife makers here, some old folks that love what you're doing, love the fact that you're into knife making. So,
I appreciate that.
So welcome to the world of knife making. Now you're not new at this. You've been on Forged and Fire, right?
I have, yeah.
Tell me about that experience.
Forged and Fire was wild. When I started metalwork about 5 years ago. Really have been focusing on blades the last 2 years. When I got an opportunity to go on Forged and Fire, it was surreal. It was such a cool experience. Kind of growing up watching the show, and then to be able to go and compete on it was kind of like a dream come true. And not only did I compete, but I was able to win and become a Forged and Fire champion. And it was just a great experience to be in the presence of that and to work in the side of Hollywood and see how that whole world works too was quite an adventure and a great opportunity. We all take so much inspiration and grateful for the older guys that have paved the path for us to learn, and it's great when they do classes and teach and stuff that.
Well, that's the great thing about knives is that the older generation, they share, and everybody shares with each other.
The most welcoming community I've seen, and it's great to be a part of it.
This piece right here. But wait, can you hold that up for me?
Will do, yeah.
Now this is a monster right here. You got to be a pretty big guy to carry this.
You do.
But this is a beautiful piece of art.
Thank you.
Honestly, that is a piece of art. I would hang that on my wall and be proud of it for the next 100 years. That is a beautiful thing, and it took a lot to make something like this. But you make all kinds of shapes and sizes, knives. You make some beautiful Damascus. Let's see that chef's knife.
So that's a hardened 24 karat inlay into the blade itself.
Well, listen, we're going to come out hopefully next summer.
I would love to have you guys out.
And visit with you. And I look forward to doing that. We'll see what you got set up. Hopefully by then you'll have moved to your Idaho location and get your shop set up.
Yep.
If not, I'll come to Colorado and see you there.
Sounds great. We'd love to have you.
All right. Well, thank you very much,
Thank you
Ryan.
so much.
It's great to talk with you. We're going to go on and see who else we can find here at the Blade Show 2023 here in Salt Lake City, Utah.
It's the place to be.
Definitely. All right, so I'm here walking around the show, and who do I find but Sonny Suttles. This guy here makes some incredible swords, really nice. And here's a big plus. He's in Texas. He's a Texas guy. This is fantastic.
Go Texas.
Yeah, not that far from us. I don't know, by Texas measure, he's not that far from us. And hopefully we can go out to his shop and meet with his fellas, ladies and fellas, and see what they do and how they do it this next summer. We're going to try and schedule them in, no promises, but we're going to try and get you in there. You know, Sonny, it's so good to see you here at the show.
Absolutely.
You have some really great swords at some really great prices with some beautiful scabbards,
Right.
really well done.
That's kind of what we're known for. We make really high-end swords, but our scabbards are exceptional.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Next level.
You know, tell me about your shop. How do you go about doing this?
It's all stock removal. It all started in my backyard back 16 years ago.
Now, for my listeners, we just did a video not long ago, the difference between stock removal and forging. So y'all can refer back to that. Maybe we'll put it here on the screen so you can see what the difference is. But yes, stock removal.
So stock removal, but everything's still hand finished. I hand finish every blade. I've got 5 different grinders I use at a time, and all of our wood cores and grips are all hand shaped. I actually shape all of those. My son, my future son-in-law, they do all the leather work. My daughter does a lot of the leather. Everything is hand dyed. We buy all raw materials. We make everything, including the buckles. The only thing we don't make are the buckle prongs, but everything else is made in our shop back home in Texas.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that a family-run thing. I'd like this to travel on way beyond my days on this earth. So
Where do they find you on the web?
they're going to go to www.valiant-armory.com, and we spell armory the way the British do, with a U in it, A-R-M-O-U-R-Y.
And we're going to have that down below, so make sure that you do that. Meanwhile, if you want to take a look at our website, we encourage you to do that. And by you buying things on our website, bcknife.com, we're able to bring this kind of content to you from knife makers, sword makers,
Right.
from manufacturers all over the world. And it's because you buy things at our store, we're able to bring this to you and get this all down for posterity. So,
Absolutely.
Sonny, thank you very much for having me.
Pleasure.
I appreciate it here at Blade Show 2023 here in Blade Show West from Salt Lake City, Utah. We're going to go see who else we can find today with Joe Hansen, Hansen Metals. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir. Hansen Metals. I've been doing it part-time since 2015, but then I went full-time January 2021. I do everything out of my garage in Windsor, Colorado. It's just me. The blades and the handles, they're machined, CNC machined. I do some hand grinds on fixed blades and whatnot, but the mainstay is balis songs. I do enjoy fixed blades and folders, but yeah, this is kind of the bread and butter of what I enjoy to make. So and
very,
flip.
very good. So you're a full-time maker.
Yes, sir.
About what is the price point on these particular knives?
Sure. The solo balis song is the current model that I work on. It's titanium and S35VN stainless steel blades, and they are
steel, nice crucible.
Thanks.
Very cool.
And then I do different materials. These ones have zirconium spacers, but I'll do titanium, G10, Ultim, those other materials, designer materials as well. And they are about $1,000.
You know, we talk about this a lot on this channel. You know, why pay more for a knife? Well, one, it's
Sure.
going to be made with a great deal of care from a small maker.
Yep.
And when you get up into that price range. 2, materials. It's all about materials, especially the blade. I try and teach our folks, it's the steel first. Find out what kind of steel is in the knife. Find out if it warrants that kind of price. And then look at everything secondarily.
Sure.
You know, you can get great steels. There's a lot of great steels out there, but you want a really good steel and a knife you're going to be paying a good price for it.
Yeah.
But the reason we pay more is because that's where you get the best. Really appreciate you spending the time with us, and I hope this
Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
So back again with another great maker. This is a small manufacturer, Ark Form.
Yep.
And this is Brian Keys, head of product.
Correct.
So tell me, what do you do there at Ark Form?
So I'm in charge of deciding what we're making, and I also do designing for the brand. So a few of these knives on the table are my designs, and I also am in charge of coordinating all the manufacturing with our partners, in-house as well as overseas, and other community members like ProTech make some of our knives for us.
That's excellent. You know, that's high praise coming from
really is, yeah.
ProTech. They are Dave Wattenberg. Y'all know Dave from ProTech. We carry a lot of ProTech at our website, which, by the way, shameless plug, bcknife.com. The reason we're able to do this and bring this kind of content to you is because you purchase knives at our stores. So make sure you go to bcknife.com, buy something, anything. It's good. And make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. This is both very important for us for the YouTube algorithm.
So we started about 8 years ago, founded via a former employee of Blade HQ. So we have deep ties in there and have used that in all of our connections. So our first design here,
which, by the way, Blade HQ is another great place to buy knives. I mean, I'd rather you go to our store, but if you go to Blade HQ
during your plugs, you know.
Yeah, just buy good knives. You can get good knives there. They're very reputable. They're online. You know, you can't miss it. But go ahead.
So this model right here is the first knife we came out with. It's the Slim Foot. It's designed by Jeff Blauvelt of Tough Knives. So this is really the design our brand was built on. Really nice clean lines throughout. Solid knife, about 8 1/4 inch blade, or all the way total length there. Titanium construction, frame lock, steel insert on that back scale there.
Very nice.
Yeah, really nice blade. And then we went from there, like talking about ProTech, we moved from there into our automatic knives. So same design in automatic form, that nice snappy ProTech action you expect from the knife. And a ton of different colors, different materials, and aluminum bronze with a nice texture through it, some beautiful mosaic buttons, and of course, coming from ProTech, some gorgeous Damascus steels from Nichols Damascus here.
Thank you so much for having us. I hope we can get out next year and visit with you all and,
that would be great.
Have some fun, see
Absolutely.
how you do what you do.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
So look who I found, Gina with Idaho Composites. Whereabouts in Idaho are you?
It's just south of Idaho Falls.
You make some great composite materials. You know, we talk a lot to knife makers from all over, and we're pretty knife centric because we're a knife store, Bear Claw Knife and Shear. But you know, we like to cover a lot of the suppliers, a lot of the people who make things for knife makers, and that's what you do. You make some scale material, some handle material for your son. But I was passing by your table and I was struck by how nice your work is.
Oh,
so tell
you.
me about what it is that you do and how you do it.
Well, I use duck cloth and resin, and the hardest part of it is that the resin has such a quick flash point, you know what I mean? So I have molds that I take and I saturate every piece of the fabric and put it in the molds and then compress with a 2-ton press and let it cure. And then I like to stack it and cut it on the vertical because that's where I like the more colorful ones, of course.
Those are beautiful. Here, let me get this up in the camera
Okay.
so they can see if I can get this in focus. There we go. Isn't that pretty?
And the best part of it is that it can be completely custom.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll have somebody who wants a certain color and they just can't find the color they want. My son was making a knife for a woman who wanted a lavender and a deep purple. We could not find a lavender that she liked at all. So I ended up coloring the fabric to the lavender that was what she wanted. That knife turned out very, very pretty. It just really did.
Well, you know, you've got a really neat niche. For all the knife makers out there, and pretty much all the knife makers watch this channel, well, my ego likes to make me think that y'all watch this channel. So if you've got something out there, a custom knife, and you need a specific scale for it, and specific colors, or you have an idea for exactly what you want, can those people give you a call? And now, guys, this isn't going to be for free. These are going to be expensive scales. You need to work that into your price because you're getting custom work here. your knife buyers, you got to understand that. This is custom work, but can they give you a call and work with you and design something really cool?
Yeah, they could probably email me. My email address is gina.dyal@yahoo.com.
Very good. Do you have a website yet?
I have it, but my daughter didn't get it updated before
Yeah.
show. So it's Idaho Composites.com, but hopefully she'll get it up and running again.
It'll be the same URL. So
Yes.
IdahoComposites.com.
Yeah.
We're going to check out who else is here and try and get to as many people as we can. Thank you very much
Thank you
for
so
spending
much.
your time with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And here I am with Steve Koster, Koster Hand Forged Knives.
Pretty much make knives full time. I forge, really forge a lot. Make my own Damascus, make my own pattern. I really love to make pattern welded steel, not just layered Damascus. I like patterns. I love making kitchen knives, chef knives. I do folders, all Damascus folders. I do some stainless folders, everyday use stainless folders. Bowie knives, hunters and skinners, walking sticks, axes. So I'm not really a blacksmith, I'm a bladesmith. I am a master bladesmith. I passed in 2020, maybe 2019, I don't remember, with the ABS. So that's me.
Well, you know, I see you speaking with other knife makers that want to get certified as a master
Yeah.
bladesmith,
Yeah.
and you're talking to them about how you go about doing that and what the judges are looking for, you know, to become a master bladesmith. It's a big deal,
Yeah.
and it's very difficult these days to be able to do that. But you share a lot, and I've talked about this already today, how our industry, we all share a lot of our knowledge because there's so much room for us. We're in the
Yeah.
renaissance of blade making right now, and we all share a lot, so that's how we kind of pass it forward, especially to younger people, isn't it?
Yes, and it doesn't matter if you forge or if you do stock removal or if you do water jetting. It's everybody that likes making knives. You can find your own niche. Folders, specialize in chef knives. You can do almost anything and make a place for yourself.
Well, you know, it's funny you mention that because we have a video, and I mentioned this earlier. We'll put it down below or maybe put it up here for you. We have a video where we talk about the difference between stock removal and forging, and the different types of forging and the different types of stock removal. And that one isn't necessarily better than the other. They're just different.
Yeah.
And you know, when people go back, take a look at that, and that'll give you a good foundation of knife making, so that as you explore and get a little more detailed, talk to folks like this, you know what you're talking about. How do they get hold of you?
I have a website. It's Koster Hand Forged Knives. I post on Instagram. It's same Koster Hand Forged Knives. I have phone number, or you can text me or message my website, and then I'll return a message for that. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
So good to see you right online.
Okay.
All right. And of
Thank
course,
you.
if you need to see us, bcknife.com. This is Richard Steinberg, and this is Steve from the Blade Show West here in Salt Lake City, Utah, 2023. We're going to go see who else we can find here at the Blade Show this year. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Richard.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I'm walking around, and I see, literally I turn on my heels and see one of the coolest grinding machines, belt sanders, that I've seen in forever.
Oh, thank you.
This is the coolest thing. Tell me about you and your company and what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. My name is Kevin, me and my business partner. We met at a aerospace company. He's an engineer. I did CNC programming, and in the after hours, we were looking for something fun to do, so we made ourselves some belt grinders.
In their spare time.
Yes, in our spare times, both with kids and new wives and all that,
Wow.
which means we didn't have a lot of money.
No.
So we made some of our own tools. Belt grinders seem really expensive. We made some of our own tools, and with the finished result of that, was something we're real proud of. We thought we can offer that to some of our fellow no time, no money companions, and we started selling belt grinders. And then what you see today is what we call continual improvement. Whenever a customer tells us are wrong, we listen to them and we continually improve the product, and that is what you have today is the evolution of some of the machines we made. Our main goal is to make everything in the United States with American materials for the American craftsmen. We're trying to make their job better or easier. You can get better results or those same good results faster. So that's the principle of everything we're trying to do. Yeah, this is our Kamura Trident. We worked with Neil Murphy here to him, the Hawaiian knife maker. This is a little bit more entry-level machine. This is meant to be an extremely robust industrial grade machine. But if you're not sure you're going to be in the hobby, or maybe don't want to shell out the bucks for a 2x72, which is kind of known in the knife industry, this is your guy. It has ratcheting tension. It has a small wheel holder built in. It has a hardened flat platen, hardened and ground flat platen. It has a 4-inch contact wheel. And those are the three things that we said, if you're going to get into knife making, you need at least those. So,
what size is that belt?
This is a 2x48.
Yeah.
And this machine kind of comes as you see it right here. Variable speed, it's about $1,400, and that does include shipping in the lower 48.
That's really affordable for a good solid belt grinder.
Tried to make it, again, this is all American steel, American aluminum. We try to use as many American things as we can on this. So it's something we're real proud of.
Very nice.
So this is a little bit more of kind of the big boy machine, we'll call it. This is your 2x72 belt grinder. This one is meant to be extremely powerful and versatile. Ours has a few key features that I'll talk about, but if you're not aware of the 2x72, the big advantage is these attachments. Right now there's the small wheel holder. We offer these small wheels from 1/4 inch all the way up to 2 inch, and those just change out. So ours, key feature ours is the latching belt tension. So now you could just swap these out for whatever size you want, whatever diameter. If you don't want to use that accessory at all, if you're not familiar with the 2x72s, you just pull this guy out. I can put this back down here. And you can put in any other accessory. We probably offer close to 20 different accessories, all kinds of different surface grinders and radius platens and real specialty stuff. This is your go-to most common accessory. Again, you have that heat-treated surface ground platen, and we have a 6-inch contact wheel. And then you got a nice work rest.
Nice.
Also to this machine and this work rest.
Wow.
Can go horizontal, so you have a nice horizontal machine now as well.
Look how easy that was.
Yeah. So the whole goal of this is to offer as much versatility and value as we can to that craftsman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got the slack belt up top. If you need to do some sharpening up there, you need to do a convex edge.
Yeah, absolutely. And this comes out quick. Too, if you want to do some slack belt or use that rubber contact wheel.
Yeah.
This is the only tool you need. It comes with it and it stays right in the machine right there. But now you can rotate this guy like this. So you have more access to the wheel or a little bit better slack grind area. So
very nice.
We really set the machine to be up extremely versatile. Versatile.
So what's MSRP on this machine?
This machine, as you see it, is called our Mastery Package, and it is $3,700. That's free shipping. Again, everything's made in the United States, and at the time of this video, there's about a 1 to 2 week wait time for them. So
beautiful. That's well worth it right there. That's good pricing.
Yeah.
Nice machine. Definitely solid base. Really nice USA manufacturing.
Yeah. If you ask my accountant, it's too cheap. Yeah. We're giving them away.
Well, if you look at all the different machines out there, that's a really nice price.
Yeah.
So for something this versatile and this well made.
And again, we do this really for the craftsman. We take a lot of pride in offering a great machine at a great price. I'm not trying to get rich. We like to pay our bills on time, hopefully.
Sure.
But we really take a lot of pride when someone uses our machine and tells us how much it has improved them, how much they like it. That's what we're really in it for.
Well, that's outstanding. Very, very nice. And there you have it. Ameribraid. Give them a shout. So as I'm walking around the show, who do I see but the infamous Chad Nichols?
That's correct, infamous.
Chad Nichols Damascus is so well known. We're talking industry standard Damascus. You know, I've mentioned a couple times already today the video that we did on the difference between forging and stock removal. There's a lot of guys that don't have the big forge and can't put in a big forge into their shop. They use stock removal. They remove what's not knife. And one of the ways that you can still make Damascus knives but not do forging is to buy the Damascus from a Damascus maker, and that's where Chad is really very famous. And he makes some of the best Damascus in the world, bar none, right here in the Gold US of A. And it's amazing stuff.
Thank you.
Tell us about how you got started.
It was too cheap to pay for it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it was like I thought it would be cheaper to start making it for myself, and then the more I started making it, and I was making knives, but when the more I started making metal, I was like, this is more me. You know, I don't know. You know, I still make knives from time to time, but it's just I don't know, the hot, nasty, dirty work just made more sense, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's it for me today. We're here at the Blade Show West 2023, Salt Lake City, Utah. We've met a lot of great knife makers and other people that support the knife making industry. Really appreciate them, and their information should be down below should you want to go to them and buy some of what they sell. We also have bcknife.com, so the way we're able to bring all this great content to you is by you going to bcknife.com and buying stuff from us. So if you feel so inclined, please do that, as well as give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so we can continue to bring you this great content from all over the country and soon to be all over the world. I'm Richard Steinberg with Richard Steinberg Making Knives. Appreciate you spending the day with us. Until next time, we'll see you then.